Welcome back to Blerdcon 2024. My name is Jano. We're here with
Cerece Rennie Murphy.
Cerece. What? Please tell us about your work.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm a science fiction fantasy author primarily, but I also do children's books. I have an early reader chapter book series, and I also have a picture book series. Yeah.
And how did you get the inspiration for your work?
You know, I'm an avid reader, and I can't say that I ever wanted to be a writer because I used to tell myself I couldn't write anything more than 5 pages. I'm on my 12th book, spoiler alert. But one day about more than 10 years ago, I was washing the dishes and I got the vision for my first science fiction novel. I could see it in my head, and I knew I was so excited about it. And I knew that I wouldn't know how the story ended unless I wrote it. And that's how I became a writer. God sort of rope-a-dope me, gave me a story that I really loved, and realized I had to write it.
And you couldn't get it out of your head, so you had to write.
Absolutely not. I've been a sci-fi fan since my mom took me to see Empire Strikes Back at the Uptown Theater in DC when I was a little girl, because I am that old. And so, yeah, so I was just so excited to have an idea of my own. That became my first book, Order of the Seers. And yeah, I just fell in love with the characters, and I think that's where it still is for me. I mean, I dream most of my stories, and I'm fascinated to see what these characters are going to do, and I love them so much. And it's never 10 years later, it's never changed. Like, my motivation and my love of my characters is the same.
World building and character building is something that really brings and keeps people
absolutely
engaged. So, do you ever see your work possibly making it to the big screen, or is that not something you even imagine?
Oh my gosh, from your lips to God's ears. Yes, everybody, let's make it. Absolutely, I'm open. I mean, I'm a sci-fi, we're here because we love all the different mediums and expressions of speculative fiction. So would I love to see it as a movie or a film or an animated series? The answer is absolutely yes. It just has to, the only criteria I think I have is that it has to bring more than the books do to the story.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that doesn't make it into a book. So if I was going to transfer it into a different medium, I'd really want to I want to give people more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the energy. If you don't mind me asking, how did you even learn about Blerdcon? A lot of our viewers and listeners don't really actually know what Blerdcon is yet. So
oh my gosh, it's so much. What can I say? It's like a large cookout, but it's all Black nerds. Like, there's music, there's every expression of who we are. And what's so refreshing about that is so often in traditional media, you get one narrative about what it means to be Black, what Black people are interested in. But the truth of the matter is that we have been at the forefront of every innovation in any field you can imagine, whether we were given credit for that or not. Even going back, pre-Western, the domination of the West, the innovation of Black and brown people is a fact. And so you come to a place like this and you realize just how expansive the foundation of African American culture is, and African culture throughout the diaspora.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's exciting to be here.
And for a personal question, we know technology is changing ever so quickly. What do you see the future of writing and people reading, because it's changing, the medium's changing, and I'm curious, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't see the point of being scared about something that is actually here. The question for all of us is to decide how we use it. And so it's really about educating yourself and deciding which part of this new technology you will invest in, you will incorporate, and what you won't. I mean, for me, the most spectacular creation on earth is the human being, is the creativity, is the ingenuity that we bring to the world. Nothing is going to replace that because we created it. So we get to decide how it serves us. And we need to be active and advocating about how we decide and make those decisions. So as an artist, no AI is going to write my book, because I am one of a kind. I am one of one. will they write a book that's something else? And if readers don't care about that, if they don't care whether or not the book was human written or AI written, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm not actually losing any sleep over that. I'm writing the best product and the best books and the best stories that I can. And in that way, no one can compete with me.
Love it.
Yeah.
And where can our listeners and viewers find you and more of your work?
Oh, you can go to CereceRennieMurphy.com, and that's long, but it's worth it. And you read samples of my books. You can buy my books directly. Yeah, and learn more about me and my journey.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.